welcome if you're just joining us. So I started to say, as always, we'll be following along with the Roswell Presbyterian Church's sermon series. And the beauty of yoga is that it is like the easiest thing in the world to connect it to what the pastors are saying in church, because the whole point of yoga, if you haven't heard this before, was to connect with the divine, the Holy Spirit. So it's just a time to move our bodies and pay attention to our breath, let go of the cares of the day, and make more space. So let go and notice and make more space. So please know that I see a lot of ceiling fans, which is fine, except that if I see your ceiling fan, I probably can't see you. So practice safely again. You're your own best teacher. Okay. So on inhale, I invite you to take your arms up over your head and let the backs of your palms rest gently on the mat. Now, if you happen to be practicing in a chair, just take your arms up over your head and reach up tall. In any case, feel the back of your neck long. Root your feet again, lengthen your spine. And then on your next exhale, bring your hands back down by your side. And again, inhale your arms up over your head, let the backs of your palms tap. And exhaling, bring your hands back down by your side. And one more time, inhaling, arms up and overhead. And exhaling, bring your hands back down by your side. And take a breath. Already, you might feel a little bit different as we start to open up and awaken the spine. So on your next exhale, draw your knees into your chest and go ahead and rock from side to side. So this week's sermon series was all about the mystery and accepting the mysteries around us. I mean, as simple as the mystery that just a little bit of movement can make you feel so much better. So on your next inhale, take your heels toward the ceiling, like your feet are standing on the ceiling. Just check in with your hamstrings. Maybe you need to keep your knees a little bit bent. And then exhale, knees back into the chest. And inhale, heels to the ceiling. And exhale, knees into the chest. Nice and slowly. One more time, just feeling the back body. Inhaling, heels to the ceiling. And exhaling, knees into the chest. Now this time you're going to plant your feet and inhale your arms overhead at the same time. So feet on the ground, backs of the palms overhead. Shouldn't be any pain in the low back, just activating the belly. Exhale, knees into the chest, hands to the shins. Then inhale, heels to the ceiling. You could hold the backs of your thighs. Exhale, knees into the chest. And inhale, plant your feet and take your arms overhead. Let the back of the palms touch, and then exhale, knees into the chest. Feel your spine long. Inhale, heels to the ceiling. Hold the backs of your thighs. Exhale, knees into the chest. Soften the throat, and inhale, arms overhead and plant your feet. So if you're comfortable here, leave your arms over your head and walk your feet heel toe out to the edges of your mat, or so their feet are a couple inches wider than your hips. And then on exhale, just take your knees to one side, doesn't matter which one. And inhale through center. And exhale, knees to the other side. So I see some movement, which means for now, my internet connection is good. I've had a little trouble today. So inhale your knees through center and keep on doing that. As I admit one more person into the waiting room. So keep windshield wipering your knees from side to side. Lean on your back if you can. And then last time, draw your knees back into your chest. Stay laying on your back. And then on an inhale, go ahead and plant your feet again. Again, just checking in for a moment to notice how your body feels. And then, if there's some particular part of your body you'd like to pay attention to today, set that as your focus. Maybe you're sore, or maybe you're tired, or maybe you're carrying some stress. And see if you can send the breath to that spot. And as you lay here, just knowing that you are okay, or if you're seated just the way you are, there's nothing to prove, nothing to improve. Just stay connected to your breath. Good, and then gently roll to one side and push yourself up to seated so that you can come to all fours. So if it bothers you to be on your knees, you can make a wrinkle in your mat, get a little more padding, like that. Or you could put a blanket or towel under your knees. So with our hands right under our shoulders, I know I often sound like a broken record, but some of our alignment cues are really important, right? So spread your fingers really wide, like Spider-Man hands, and push into your thumbs, and that'll help protect your wrists. So today, let's curl our toes under for a little bit of a foot stretch. And again, staying grounded and rooted through the feet, the balls of the feet. Then on an inhale, gently lift your tailbone and the crown of the head. Feel that stretch in the belly. And then exhale, drop your tailbone, let your head drop, making that Halloween cat shape. And inhaling, gently arch. And exhaling, hollow out. So practicing yoga with your glasses on is always a way to figure out if they really fit your face. Inhaling, gently arch. So if they're falling off, go ahead and let them go. The one place you really want to keep your vision good is for one-legged balances. So one more time, gently arch. So if you take your glasses off, go ahead and when we do some one-legged balances, put them back on and hollow out one more time. And gently release. So then we're going to take one leg out behind us. Curl those toes under again. And just get a little, push into your toes so you get a little calf stretch. You can even use your hands to push in to that ball of the foot, stretching the back of the leg. Many of us have been curled up in a chair all day. Just find those muscles that can use some space. Then on your next inhale, lift that heel. We're going to do that same cat-cow, right, but with our knee in the air. So exhale, knee to nose. Maybe your head comes toward your knee. Inhale, heel out and up. Exhaling, knee to the nose. Inhaling, heel up. Nice, exhaling, knee to the nose. One more time. Inhaling, heel up. Right, and then we're going to bring that foot forward for a low lunge. So you might need to come to all fours first and then move your left hand so that you get your left knee right over the ankle, right? So drop your hips way low and forward. That's how you're going to stay stable. My hips are way forward of my back knee. And then if you feel like you're stable enough, bring your hands to your thigh. If you're feeling kind of wobbly, drop your hips forward more and walk your front foot over to the side edge of your mat a little bit. That'll give you a wider base, right? So shouldn't be any pain in the knee. In fact, if you get yourself way far forward, you might feel more like you're on the top of your thigh rather than your kneecap. It's going to feel a little bit better. And then reach your fingertips way away from you, behind you, toward your heel. And then as you exhale, drop forward a little bit more and inhale your fingertips up in front of you. Maybe gazing at the place in your room where the ceiling and the wall meet. Then exhaling, hands to the mat or a block, if that's helpful, right? Makes your arms longer. And then you're going to twist toward your front leg. So pull your low belly in, take your inner thigh toward the midline of your body, and inhale. Left arm up if your left arm's in front, right? Nice, and exhale. Hands to the mat. And take that left leg right back out behind you. Inhaling, lift your crown of your head, lift your heel. And put the knee down. Rock your hips from side to side a little bit. Maybe it would feel good to take a child's pose where you're going to put your big toes together and rock your hips back towards your heels. So check in with your knees. This doesn't feel good. You could take a yoga block and stick it between your hips and your heels for a little support. It's got a bunch of settings, right? You can go nice and high. Or maybe you stick the yoga block under your head. A stack of books works too. Just want to find somewhere where you can feel completely supported for a couple more breaths. So, as you find a way to get settled, Jeff, the pastor, mentioned that Sarah McLachlan's song Angel. And one of the lines was basically about not making up stories about yourself and your deficiencies. So remember that you are okay right where you are. And as you inhale, bring your shoulders back over your wrists. And we're going to set up for that same series on the other side. All right, so I did my left leg first. You can inhale, take your right heel out behind you. Stretch that calf first with curling the toes under. Maybe even pushing yourself, body weight onto that ball, that foot. So here's another mystery for you. They say that 70% of our bodies are asymmetrical. This side might feel completely different. Not only are no two people alike, no two sides of the same person are alike. And when you're ready, inhale your heel up. Or we do those 3 cat-cows, right? So exhale, point your toe, bring your knee to your nose, let your head drop if it's safe. And inhaling, heel out and up, crown of the head up. So exhaling, knee to nose. And inhaling, heel out and up. Make sure those fingers are spread wide. One more time, exhale, knee to nose. And inhale, heel out and up. We're going to transition to low lunge with that right leg in front. All right, so get there safely. Use a block if it's helpful. Again, this side might feel different, so you want to drop yourself way far, low and forward. Walk the foot out to the side if you need more of a stable base. So right here, check in with your inner thighs. If you think about squeezing your inner thighs toward the midline of your mat, does that make you more stable? So the inner thighs are a big part of our core. Maybe bring your hands to your thigh. Maybe you're ready to reach your fingertips away from you, just opening up your heart space. So really slowing down just to notice. Exhale, drop a little further forward as you reach your fingertips upward, raising your gaze. And then slow motion, like you're pushing through water, pull your low belly and bring your hand back to the block, or maybe the mat. I'm going to turn around so I don't have my back to you. And you're going to inhale your arm of the front leg upwards, so easy twist, right? Even here, my fingers are spread wide, my inner thighs are working, right? One long line from the bottom hand up through the top fingertips. Beautiful. And exhaling, hands to the mat, come back to all fours, go ahead and rock your hips from side to side. And again, come back to child's pose. Find a place where you can completely rest. The rest is just as important as the movement. Come back to your breath. Exhale, really let your throat go. And then plant your hands and bring your shoulders back over your wrists. So we're going to do some easy back bending here. Go ahead and drop to your elbows. And then walk your knees back so you can comfortably drop your hips. So then check in with your feet. Push the tops of your feet into the mat and firm up all the muscles in your legs, like tree trunks. My elbows are right under my shoulders, and again, my palms are facing down and my fingers spread wide if you can. If not, you could just interlace your fingers. So as we lift our chest, think about making the spine longer. So find one place to rest your gaze, maybe a couple of feet forward or at the edge of your mat, and do a little body scan. Push your feet into the mat. Squeeze your thigh muscles, maybe that lifts your knees off the mat. Take your tailbone toward your heels so you get a little more length in the low back, and then the bend is really mostly in the upper back. Open up the rib cage. Push into your elbows and maybe pull your elbows toward your waist and see if you can get a little bit more bend in that rib cage. We don't get very much because of the way our ribs are attached to our spine. And then exhaling, take your elbows out to the side so that you can make a pillow for your head with your hands. You could stack your fists or just keep your palms facing down. And then we're just going to explore our sacroiliac joint. So that's the big joint where your pelvis meets the base of your spine, the sacrum. So remember, there shouldn't be any pain. So on an inhale, lift your right heel, keep your legs straight. And exhale, put it down. And then inhale, lift your left leg. Might go an inch, might go a foot, doesn't matter. Exhale, put it down. We're going to do that 2 more times each side. So maybe you can just close your eyes. Move with your breath. Inhale the other leg. And exhale down. Again, like you're moving through water. So one more time each leg. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Nice. And inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then just rock your hips from side to side a little bit. And bring your hands on your shoulders. I'm going to offer some options this next time, just depending on how much flexibility you have in your spine. If you have any issues like herniated discs or stenosis or anything like that, be really careful because pain is the best indicator of whether or not you should be doing a motion. So you can bring your hands right under your shoulders, push your feet into the mat, and use your hands just a little bit to lift your shoulders up. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, move your hands a little closer to your waist, near your ribs. Maybe you come up and stay on your knees and straighten your arms. So in a modified up dog, there shouldn't be any pain. If you really want to push your feet, tops of your feet into the mat and lift up out of your shoulders, maybe you come onto the tops of your feet in up dog. Take a breath wherever you are. You're getting all the benefits. And then exhaling. If you're in up dog, float your knees down. If you're in modified up dog, start to squeeze your elbows in so you can slowly lower your hips and then your ribs to the mat. And then everybody make that pillow for your head with your hands again. Bend your knees and gently windshield wiper from side to side. So while we're here, we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a quadricep stretch. You can do this on your belly or you could roll to one side. If you can't reach your foot, you could grab hold of really anything, a towel, your strap, your sweatshirt or whatever, and wrap it around your ankle till you can get a hold of your foot. Again, it might be easier to do this on your side. You just roll to one side and grab hold of your foot. Either one is fine. Side or belly. Strap, no strap. You could rest your head in your other arm. Just take a few breaths here. It's important to keep the muscles of our legs long and supple so that they don't pull on our spine. As you can tell, I kind of have spine on the brain today because this morning was a basic back care class. If you missed it and you're free on Tuesday mornings, You might want to give that a try. So exhale and gently release. And just get ready to go to the other side. So if you were on your side and you want to roll over to the other side, try that, or just gently reach for the other foot so you can stretch the second quad thigh muscle. Keep your knees close together, upper body soft. Perhaps come back to that intention that you set. And exhaling, gently release. So whether you are on your back or your side, transition yourself to all fours. So after those back bends, it might feel good to just rock your hips from side to side again. So we're going to bring one leg forward, doesn't matter which one. Grab a block or a chair or the wall if it's helpful. Curl those back toes under. Front knee should be right over the ankle, right? So don't let the knee get out beyond the toes. So this is a safe way to get up off the floor, right? Lift that back thigh and then just scoot your toe in till you get your back foot to meet your front. Check in and have your feet about 2 hip widths apart. That's about 2 fist lengths. So I'm pulling my low belly in and my spine is straight. In fact, I'm going to inhale and lift my hips and reach the crown of the head out long into Urdhva Uttanasana, or half forward fold. And then soften your knees, rest your hands on your thighs, start to stack your shoulders over your hips. And inhale, come right to Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring your hands together at your heart center. So feel your tailbone drop, right? Your low belly pull in. And we're going to go right to some one-legged balances. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. Let's start with the left leg today. So it's an odd number day, right? It's the 5th. We'll start with the left day, the left foot. So you're going to lift your knee just like you're a lowercase h. You could hold on to a wall or a chair or your sofa. No falling, right? And it's actually better to hold on to something for support and stand on one leg rather than using your foot like a kickstand. So maybe you keep your hands to your heart. Maybe you want to take them up in the air. Wherever you are, just feel your spine nice and long. And then on an inhale, keeping that left hip down, extend your leg out. It can go nice and low, that's okay. Or super high. And then bend the knee again. If you'd like to grab hold of the shin with one hand or both, keep the foot flexed, but draw that knee up a little higher. Get into that hip joint. And exhale, come right back to Tadasana. Nice. Check in with your stance. Make sure your feet are still parallel to all 10 toes pointing forward. And we'll shift our weight into the left leg and lift the right knee. So things you can do to help you balance, again, if you took your glasses off, put them back on because you want to be able to see one thing that's not moving. So not me. Find a space 6 or 8 feet in front of you or something on the opposite wall. Maybe you take your arms up, keep the foot flexed. Feel like somebody's pulling on the crown of your head to help you stay up. It's all about energy, right? Moving energy. Sending energy out in every direction. Maybe you straighten your leg. And then inhaling, bend the knee, lift it again. Maybe you want to grab hold of the shin, lift it a little higher. Crunch that hip joint. And exhaling right back to Tadasana. Nice. Okay. So I'll face forward so you can see me. I'm going to work with my feet 2 fist widths apart today. Can be kind of safer on the low back. If you wanted to put your big toes together, you could do that. So as you inhale, take your arms overhead. So my hands are going to interlace your fingers and then release your index fingers like Charlie's Angels arms, right? Take them way back, upper arms by your ears. So get really, really tall, and we're going to flow from side to side. Inhale, get tall. Now in your mirror, you're going to go to your left. Inhale, get tall. Go to the other side. Exhale to the right. So if you can go deeper than I'm able to, feel free. Just keep your shoulders stacked. Inhale, get tall. We're going to do that a couple more times, right? Inhaling and exhaling. Keep that tailbone dropping down. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. So one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to stay here for 3 deep breaths. So maybe you pull on that top arm. Let that opposite hip jut out a little bit. Making a little crescent moon shape. And then come on back up to center. Take a moment to extend upward again. And then exhale to the other side. Just feel that energy, the mystery of somehow we're all connected, even though we're in a bunch of different places. Come on back up to center. And exhale your hands to your heart.